Mercy me. Okay. All right. I got my coffee in me. I'm good. All right. Unique New York. Okay. No. Hey, what's up? This is the Hate 70 podcast. This is Gary, and I'm glad you are listening. This is episode 32, 33, I believe. We're just throwing out numbers out there. But we are sure glad you're listening today. We are in podcast mode, and I'm pretty stoked and excited. I did one yesterday, and here we are doing one again today. So this is great. So anyway, let's get a few announcements out of the way. So today, I guess when you're listening to this is March 7th. There is a show tomorrow night at Something Skateboards with it's the Delirium FX EP release party, the Crash Out EP, and our friends from I believe Ohio called Keep are coming in, which is pretty amazing. So they're kind of friends of the area, which is great. There's also a band called X Threat X, which I believe are from Little Rock. And there is another band that totally escapes my memory, so I do apologize. Spring Hollow's on that show too, so I'm so sorry. Our good friends at Spring Hollow are also on the show, so it's going to be a great time. So hopefully you can be there. And I'm the Catalyst is playing. Yay. We're going to have a great time. And you get to check out a new single that we released last week. I hope you're enjoying that tremendously. So that's all the show announcements I have. There might be one coming. I think there's some in April, but we won't get to those until other podcasts later. So I have a very special individual on the show today. He's from a really cool band, and he's a really great drummer. And our band has got a chance to play several shows with him, which is pretty amazing. So we were kind of like tour mates ish last summer, so it was pretty exciting, and we grew close as a band to all the guys in this particular band, and I'll just go ahead and give the good reveal. Okay, so hey, on the show on the Hate 70 podcast today, I have Zack from Death's Fog. What's up, buddy?
Thanks for having me.
How about that intro? Was that too much? Not enough. So we are, as always. So I kind of, I'll give all the guests my address to the house, and they all have trouble finding the place. I really just need to do like you did before, was like send like a picture of the house, because I guess we were too cheap to put a number 7 on our house, to kind of let everybody know that we're, hey, it's 7, and we're always getting the packages from across the street. So Zach, how you doing, buddy?
I'm here.
You're here? Well, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, man. So we got some coffee brewing. We got some coffee flowing through us. We got, we're doing good. This is awesome. And you showed up looking great. I think you're the best dressed guest so far for the pod. So, who else? Well, I'll tell you, there was somebody here one time. See, this I told Zack at the beginning. I go, you'll forget names and bands as soon as you click record. I'm trying to remember what's that dude's name. Shoot, I think his name. He has this. Anyway, he's a musician in REC. He has some beautiful sneakers. So he still holds the best sneakers for the podcast. But Zach, you hold definitely the best dress so far. What's been going on? So I know, for people who don't know, what do you do? What do you do as far as current music, current band endeavors?
Current band endeavors?
Yeah.
Just drumming.
Just drumming? Okay, so you guys did, how long has Death's Fog been a band?
I'm trying to remember. I think it was January of that year that we started booking shows together. Okay. That we started.
So whose idea was like behind like this whole Death's Fog thing?
Dylan.
It was Dylan. Okay. So when did you come along?
After one of his bands fell apart, I think it was called Hollow Coven, if I remember. It's been a while since talking about that.
Okay.
But he was struggling to get the right musicians, but I had noticed him on Facebook and stuff. He was putting videos out and liked his guitar tone, his kind of structure. We had similar interests in music, I realized.
So you guys weren't friends before or anything?
Mm-mm.
No, okay. So you guys...
We were just Facebook friends.
Just Facebook friends.
I maybe seen him on the balcony of Cregan's one time back when I was still tattooing.
Okay.
I was up there to see Zack play with his band.
What band was that?
Damn Randy's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, okay.
Smock invited me out, went checked out, went out for a smoke break, and I noticed him kind of standing away from the crowd.
Gotcha.
Big old goth boots with spikes or whatever else on it. Long black hair.
Absolutely.
The kind of goths you don't really see anymore.
No, you don't. You don't. I noticed that, like, I go, they're not really, they're kind of like few and far between as far as like, not that there should be more.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the newer goth, but it's a lot more colors than I grew up with in their clothing.
That's for sure. Okay, so you started tattooing. So I keep forgetting that you tattooed, or back in the day for a good while. Where was that? Was that on Main Street over there?
Well, I was on Union for a little while. I was at Gallery of Ink. I was at Sim Factory here in town.
I gotcha.
I apprenticed back in 2011 with Don Olivo at Express Yourself Tattoos in Cersei when it was still around.
What's that like? Be doing like apprentice stuff for a tattoo shop?
Oh, well, it depends on who you apprentice under, what they have you do. Essentially, they have to teach you everything you have to know.
Yeah.
But, cleanliness, techniques, different things, your color palettes, if you don't already know them.
Who was the guy in Cersei that you tattooed under?
Don Olivo.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
Pretty good. Other than I was just awkward and nobody knew how to deal with me.
I always ask. I was talking to. Have you and Freddie got a chance to talk at all? Like Freddie Bowers at all?
A little bit online.
A little bit online and everything.
I'm a bad meme sharer. Random videos, different stuff.
Oh yeah, because that's a world when I had him on, I was kind of digging into some of that because that's just like. I'm always interested in kind of like how, like the process of all that, because, we know people are going to get tattooed, but like as far as like, there is a whole, and I think it does, like you said, I think there's a whole, I think it depends on who you tattoo under and everything, kind of from what you said and from what Freddie was kind of talking to me. So there's kind of a different kind of a culture.
Yeah.
And everything for sure, yeah.
It's its own subculture among artists. I guess like you could consider it like an alternative culture.
Yeah, for real, yeah.
With history and everything else.
So you were like tattooing? Were you like tattooing like on your own, like with your own portfolio and everything?
I mean, I had built up a portfolio over time. You, as an artist, you always stand to learn something new every day and continue to learn.
Yeah, yeah.
So I always thought of myself as still an apprentice, even though I was licensed.
So when did that come? Like, as far as like going into it, what caused you? Like, what propelled you to kind of like, hey, I want to start tattooing. Like, how did that come about?
Well, I was washing dishes in a restaurant called San Francisco Bread Company.
Oh.
And I was just kind of.
I remember that spot.
Well, it was a culmination of a lot of stuff going on back then.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was in a band with Call It Hoskins back then.
I gotcha.
We had a falling out. I got mad.
Sure. Okay.
That was shortly before he had passed away.
I gotcha.
And I really enjoyed music. I've always enjoyed artistic stuff, but you know very well that it doesn't always pay so well.
Absolutely right.
It's about the passion.
It is about the passion.
And just thinking, well, maybe there's something else I could do with art. Money. Since I couldn't stay in bands because I played with all kinds of people around here. I was remembering the other day, I wonder how Devin Costner is doing. We used to jam before he was in As Hope Perishes.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how that dude is doing.
I don't know. I don't think he's on social media.
Yeah, like I like to get who's the other dude I wanted to get on? Who was it? Chris Honey. I've been wanting to get on.
I was thinking him in the shower today.
Ass Hope. Yeah, I was like, we should get maybe Ass Hope Parishes reunion podcast or something. Something like that. It's like everybody just gather around the table. But yeah, dude, Devin was a good dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. But yeah, I agree. I mean, it's like, bands don't. Bands may cost us more than it costs us money, and that really is one of those, especially if like you're especially any type of underground music, you know.
Yeah, I got lucky with that drum set that I used.
Yeah, man,
the new one. I got real lucky and managed to find it on Facebook Marketplace.
Heck yeah,
I
dude.
still haven't got the whole thing together. There's
you
more.
show me pictures. That thing is super cool, man. I love that thing. I love that thing. That's great, dude.
I think it's versatile for different stuff with the smaller toms and the bigger ones.
Yeah, dude.
Even if I had to like Frankenstein a bass drum and mount it as a tom.
Hey man, so like I was telling on your intro, like we got to play. Was that your? So we played that. Was it Grandma Lolly's?
Yeah,
party?
That was a fun night.
Was it Party Palace? Party Place? I can't remember what it was called. But like, was it? What was it, Steph?
Grandma Lolly's Party Palace.
Okay, the Palace. Okay, yeah. So we got a chance to play together. Was that Death Fog's first show?
Mm-hmm.
That's so great. That's so great.
Yeah.
I knew it was her first show, but so I was like, that was Stephanie made the trip to that one too.
Yeah,
I love that show, man.
Kid got sick though at home, so we had to rush.
That's right.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was great though. I mean, it was like nostalgia.
You were sweating so bad.
Well, my first show, way back when I was a teenager, was at a house show.
Yeah.
So that was cool, and I got to experience that with the bass player, Kyle.
Yeah.
It was his first show, and it was a house show, and I thought that was cool.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. How's he doing, man? I feel like it's been a while since I've seen that dude.
He's doing good.
Yeah, he's doing good.
He's still writing stuff and putting it in the band chat.
That's so cool, dude. That's so cool. So we played North Little Rock at a house show, us two bands, and we played also with the. See, this is gonna happen.
Yeah, it was Pool.
Yeah. Those dudes. Yeah, man, that was a great show, man.
Yeah,
that was awesome. We ended up like being friends with those dudes, and then they ended up playing like later on at the Metal Mayhem Fest. But yeah, that was a fun show. I just remember how stinking hot it was in that house. It hit us like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, I'm already hot-natured, and then like I didn't think to move the drum set in front of the air conditioning unit in the window.
Oh man, that's totally true. Was it like it's right there in the center part?
And then I had the PA right behind my head, no ear protection. Chase screaming as loud as he could. It was like every time he would go to belt out a verse, man, it was like a shotgun went off next to my head.
I don't like any of the drummers. Like if I remember right, I think Corey also set up in the same spot you were at. Because I don't think anybody thought to set up right there in front of the. Yeah, dude, we should just set up right in front of the air. But still, it was like that little. It's just a small. What is it? 110 they call those. 110 air conditioner. Anyway, I don't know what it's called.
Or 2-spin unit. No, that was probably a 110.
Yeah, it's probably a 110.
Yeah.
It wasn't doing nothing to compete with the heat at all.
People were breathing too hard in the crowd.
Yeah, it's like yeah. Stop breathing too hard. And it's like, and there was like that. I remember that show. It was awesome because like there was this. Did you see the Mr. T cardboard cutout there in the closet?
I didn't.
We should open up the closet. It was like this, like these closets you can kind of open, and there was Mr. T just hanging out there. So anyway,
that must have been a nice surprise.
Yeah, it was great. But we got to go to our last show we played. I had to leave early at the last show. We went to last show I played with you guys was Fort Smith.
Yeah, that was fun too.
Yeah, dude. Because I was loading up. I had to head out. My mom had emergency surgery or something like that, and we come back. I remember right before we took off, you guys were playing, like, I can't remember. I always forget song titles, but you guys were playing, like, one of my favorite songs. We were out there in the alley. Well, I mean, not the alley, but we're there on, like, on the sidewalk on the street. I go, that's my favorite song, and they're playing it. And we're about to leave.
I don't know.
I don't know what it was, but I was telling Jordan, because me and Jordan were agreeing too. I go, there's our song. That's our favorite song, and they're playing it. So what is so what's Death Fog up to now? Like, what's been going on?
We still are jamming when we can.
Yeah. But,
life is life, careers are careers. So
oh, sure, yeah.
They come and go, sometimes unexpectedly.
You guys still practicing?
We're still jamming, not as often, but we're needing a vocalist.
I gotcha. Does anybody else do like vocals in a band, like Kyle or Dylan or nothing like that? Or you?
I think they could.
Think they could?
I mean, I have done vocals, but I'm behind a drum set. And
I'm already doing so much.
But I'm already. I mean, I get it. They're trying to talk me out of it, and I get it. That's totally understandable because I'm doing blast beats and gravity beats and
yeah. So yeah,
all those notes. That's moving.
I never could understand how drummers like did vocals. Because like I just figured, man, it's like I can't even imagine. I'm like I think about if I had to do vocals playing guitar, I go, I don't know how even to do that, and I think how in the world do drummers even like
it's memorize your drum
crazy
set.
to me. Yeah, it's crazy to me.
That's harder too because you're sitting down instead of standing in the diaphragm and everything. It was part of how I had to learn. I had to be able to hold a conversation while keeping a beat on beat.
Doing a thing.
Sing, scream, talk. Yeah, my teacher did that.
Where did you pick up drums at? Like, where did that all start?
Well, I've heard I banged on pots and pans when I was 3. Singing anything that was musical, I'd grab it and try something.
I gotcha.
But I ended up being taught more properly by a guy named Brian Nicoli.
Hey, holy cow, that's a blast from the past, bro. Mm-hmm. Dude, wow, you're just dropping names.
Yeah, Matt Cody showed me some stuff too.
Brian Nicoli, oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
It's way back in the day. I heard that name in a very long time. Mm-hmm. So he was the one that kind of like started showing you stuff?
Yeah. So
how old were you when you started doing the drums and everything?
15, 16.
15, 16. That's pretty cool. That was technically my first instrument, but I didn't start that early at all, man. But like I can't forget that, man. That's cool. So like
I originally started in guitar, but drums, last longer before you got to change out stuff. You also don't have to necessarily learn to read either, because I can't read music.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if there's tabs for drums, so I just play by ear.
I figured that is. I don't know much about that. Yeah, I know there's tabs for like guitars and everything. I figured there's also tabs for, for drums or whatnot, because they have like sheet music, like for concert band and marching band and everything like that.
Yeah, I didn't even know tabs existed when I was picking around on guitar.
It's nuts.
Yeah, I was in a punk band with Zack and Joe Sterling. They're the ones that let me know that there was tabs on the internet.
Oh yeah, dude.
That was back in the days, still when there was LimeWire.
Nathan was here yesterday talking about how we first like found, or how we discovered music or whatever, and like he brought up LimeWire. And I'm like, oh yeah. Many computers were destroyed by LimeWire.
Yeah. I always just tried to go to MySpace and burn from there.
There you go.
Yeah, I miss MySpace, man. That was a great place for music.
There needs to be like a MySpace revival. That'd be great, especially like for bands.
No algorithms that are out of control. No. You got to pay to be seen going on in it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'd be down with that.
There's all the time on the band pages asking, do you want to boost your post? It's like this shady guy in the alleyway. Hey, man, you want to buy a watch?
I'm that guy. Check me out.
I got tickets for the concert.
There's some times where I did find, I don't know if I still have it or not. Like, I used to do, there were like these Saturdays where we like volunteer at the crisis center in like Poplar Bluff, and most of those days it's like a 10-hour day when nobody comes in, so you're kind of like they're like just kind of like nothing to do. And I remember I found like a website that was dedicated to a bunch of MySpace bands, like all
really
yeah. So I got to find. I think I got to figure out where I have that saved at, and I'll try to share it.
I wonder if they got some stuff that I listened to back in the day that's no longer around.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. So they tried to kind of like salvage some of that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember this band, and some I don't remember at all. But I love like there was this common thread of like titles or like album names that you just knew exactly what era. It's like, oh yeah, that's a MySpace era band for sure. You know,
yeah,
it's like like these long band names like to whisper your name, whatever. It's like something like super like.
I remember there were some bands on MySpace. They had like a whole sentence as a name. They're like, nobody's getting copyrighting us.
So I gotta find that. I think it's on. I think I made a link tree on on the podcast Instagram. I got to go back to that and see if that link is still working. That's pretty cool, man. But so when did you discover like heavier music or underground music? Like when was that?
Well, it was always around when I was at my grandparents, because my uncle, lived at my grandparents. He had his own room.
Gotcha.
And he listened to a lot of different music. He was kind of an odd guy.
Sure.
But he really loved heavy music.
Like anything in particular?
I think in the 90s what I was hearing was death metal.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. He would do things like he would go looking around Arkansas for like movie theaters closing, and he'd get their speakers off of them, wire them into his cabinet.
For real?
Yeah. There was one time after he moved out into a house they built, he had cranked it too loud, and I think he's got one ear that's completely deaf. I don't remember.
Dude.
He blew the windows out of the house.
Dude.
In the living room.
Literally blew the windows.
Blew them out.
That's awesome.
He ended up introducing me to a lot of cool stuff that I didn't know existed. And
that's cool.
Was because I was listening to a band he listened to and really liked, Sepultura.
No way.
Yeah. Love the drums in Sepultura. Love the rhythm and riffs.
We've had conversations about Sepultura.
Yeah. I would estimate that Sepultura helped create the genre that they call nu metal, even though each band is so different and takes influences from everything.
Yeah.
I've never understood the name nu metal because they all sound radically different.
Sure.
You got what is it? Limp Bizkit, and then you got Deftones. They're totally different. Then you got Slipknot. I never understood why they wanted to call them nu metal. I
know.
Yeah.
They're kind of like this. I agree 100% with that. And I remember having this conversation outside Cregan's, with you, because there was somebody that had just listened to a podcast. No, maybe. It was somebody listening to a podcast that week, and they had mentioned the same exact thing that you had said. I go, that is so weird. And we didn't have a conversation at all. And I go, that is so weird, because that's just a really specific subject to have, within in 1 week's time. But yeah, I agree 100%. And they explained the same thing you did, like why they thought that. Yeah,
they were also writing about society and political different stuff way before it ever hit mainstream.
Ain't it crazy?
Discussion of many different things, including, just uncomfortable subject matters.
Oh, absolutely. It was definitely like socio-political for sure.
But, they're from Brazil, so.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that goes on in Brazil.
Yeah, so, and I thought that was kind of, that was wild, because I didn't really discover them, to be honest. I didn't really discover Sepultura until, which is a shame. It's probably pretty embarrassing, but I really didn't find them until, I don't know, 2003, 5, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't remember. Wait, I do remember. I was in like a Big Brother program when I was a kid. So,
Gotcha.
I had mentors, and it was a mentor that introduced me to Sepultura.
Wow.
Yeah. Riding around, blasting Chaos AD.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that was the one for me.
Yeah.
That was the one for me. That was so good, dude.
And I love the song Orgasmatron. And I had not discovered Motorhead yet either. I feel like I should be ashamed for that.
Well, no, I think it's one of those things to where, here's kind of my feelings about that is like when we're kind of coming into, I do too. I kind of feel like I was so totally late.
Yeah. But
I wanted to kind of, and that's okay because I just this gave me an opportunity to kind of go back to kind of discover some roots to some bands that were, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no pun intended.
Whoa, did you see how that happened? Do your homework, children. Absolutely. Yeah, the roots of, bloody roots of like, let's go back and listen to Motorhead or bands that, like, quite honestly, I didn't discover hardcore until the early 90s, but so much hardcore and punk and metal had happened even before the early 90s, so it's kind of like
Black Flag
and like and the
Bad
Misfits
Brains.
And Misfits first tape was 1978. Isn't that nuts? And it's good. Like one of my favorite Misfits songs is on that. It's amazing. I love it. So, but
honestly, if I had the facial structure for it, I'd do the corpse paint that they did. The horror punk corpse paint.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, Danzig, dude. Glenn, man. But it does give you it does. So I guess what I was getting at was like during that time when I was kind of, especially during the time of like that metalcore, like early metalcore resurgence in the 2000s. It's like I began to revisit stuff like At the Gates and Motorhead and like Sepultura. These are the bands that kind of laid the foundation for the bands I was listening to then, all the breakdowns and whatnot. So, but yeah. So your uncle, death metal head, he's kind of your introduction.
Yeah, he ended up giving me a whole Rubbermaid full of CDs and cassettes and stuff. They ended up getting most of them got stolen though.
For real?
I think the wildest thing I pulled out of that pile was something I didn't even imagine existed, and it was like it was something old. I don't remember the band name, but it was psychedelic metal.
Dude,
it was weird. Colorful,
like something like
album
Mastodon.
It was before that band.
Oh, really?
I can't remember who they were, and I think back, it was just too slow paced for me. I hadn't discovered doom metal yet, and I was mad all the time as a teenager. So I wanted it hard and heavy, and I wanted cussing. I wanted sensitive subject matters, questioning authority, questioning society.
Right.
Because maybe not everybody, but at a point in time, you're not happy with where you are in life at times, questioning the narratives.
Yeah, absolutely. So what age did you find all that, and what age was? So it was like when you're 16, 17, something like that.
My introduction to extreme metal, heavier styles of punk and rock and all that, was about 15 years old, 14, 15.
Right. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. Like I always loved music. I was always looking at music sections in stores. Yeah. And I think, I liked it back then too because, you had headphones you could pick up and the little scanning machines. You could go under there with the barcode and it would give you samples of every song.
Dude, I totally remember that, bro.
To decide whether you liked the album or not.
Absolutely.
And I think the first one... I think the first album, a little bit heavier, was Meteora that I bought.
Okay, awesome.
Linkin Park.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Loved Chester Bennington's vocals.
I did too, man.
Lungs.
I did too, man. I liked him, man.
I liked the subjects they sung about too.
He was like they were coined like a new metal band, but he did sing about things that were like kind of like existential in nature and everything else, for sure. And I remember coming back from Tulsa, because I just spent 9 months in Tulsa, and I was really into, I was still listening to hardcore and everything, but like I got away from here. I had to get away from here for a while. But I come back, and that's when Linkin Park was just coming out. They weren't blowing up at all. But 'cause I saw them like in Tulsa. They were played with like POD and Head PE and Project 86 or whatever. They opened for that show actually, and I was, I wore my Linkin Park shirt. And I ran into some old friends at Books a Million, Justin Vincent and Jeremy Speaks, and they're like, I have a Linkin Park shirt on. They're like, what are you wearing? I go, I like the band, man. I like the band, And I think that's the first night I went out to their car. They listened, and they let me listen to the black metal Under Oath record, The Cries of the Past. I love that one. Holy cow, dude! So I was like,
introduced Dylan to that album.
Oh, it's so good.
He was like, why do they change to a different genre? That sounds so freaking cool.
Oh, it's so good, man. It's still fine. That's what I need to go back and revisit. That was so good, dude. So good.
I think I remember sending you a few songs years ago on Facebook from Cries of the Past.
It's nuts, dude.
Yeah.
I need to go back and, man, I'd just be like, whoa. And just to think that that's like where that band came from, that's just that black metal. Just those strings is lingering over that. And that was a nicely produced record, I think.
Yeah, you could definitely hear the drummer. He's like, I'm not falling out of pocket. I'm gonna hit this bitch as hard as I can. Yeah,
it's awesome, bro.
That snare didn't survive that recording. I bet. The snare that I had last year for the mini tour with y'all, I had discovered that I had snapped the hardware on it. So I'm back to the piccolo snare.
I like it though.
Yeah.
I like it.
I was just blasting too hard, I guess.
Well, I like the sound of it. Like Corey bought it's a higher pitched sounding snare for this new recording, and I love the sound of it. And I forgot how much I love that, just that high pitch, even the piccolo snare.
Man,
dude, it's so good, dude.
I love the demos, the early demos of Suicide Silence and their snare sounding. The piccolo snare sound.
Bro, are they coming out with new stuff, or did they already?
They're still writing stuff, yeah.
Yo, dude,
even after Mitch Lucker passing.
That's crazy.
That's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. I mean, you're always going to have fans divided when somebody dies.
100%, yeah. 100%.
I've been watching the chaos in the comment sections about Pantera.
Oh, homie, yeah.
Since Vinny and Dime have died.
Yeah. Have you checked out, see, it happens on the pod. I forget dude's name. But anyway, he started what's the lead singer? Pantera. Why is his name?
Phil Anselmo.
Yeah. So he has a new band. I thought that was pretty fire. It's more like death metal.
Really?
Yeah, dude. We'll look it up. And
is it Super Joint Ritual or?
No. It's more like it's definitely a lot more death metal and everything. So I remember Lonnie sent me something. He sent our group something. In the comments, like, hey, and I was like, well, I'm not hating it. It's not bad. Like when we get to our top 5 on the fly, I'll try to find it. It'll give me kind of a break, and we'll try to find it so we can kind of mention it. Okay, so you've been in. So you definitely were going. You're no stranger to all the shows that were kind of going back in like the early 2000s, right? I mean, I know you and Matt kind of hung around.
Yeah,
Matt Cody hung around a lot, and so
I think that's how we actually met.
You're right. Yeah,
it was through Matt Cody because he was, doing sound for shows.
Yeah, right. So were you like at a ton of you were like a ton of powerhouse shows or whatever bands roll through there?
Going all the way back to when it was downtown before Brickhouse.
And that's crazy, dude. That's nuts. That's crazy.
It's a weird trip going in Brickhouse because of it.
Who did you see? I mean, we always hear Kingsdown mentioned. Yeah. We always hear Tragic Stories mentioned playing down there. But who played down there that might surprise us? I mean, I'm trying to time travel back in the day. Somebody said, for those who are familiar with that emo band, I remember that emo band 238 had played like when Powerhouse was on on that storefront in East Nettleton. Like that band 238, they were kind of like a low key emo band.
Yeah,
they weren't huge, but people who know the band, they went on to do other things. But like I'm trying to think of other bands that played over there at the Powerhouse. I know a lot of our local favorites played, but like
I don't know, man.
I know Kingstown played a slew of shows down there, though.
That was a long time ago, and I didn't always do my best to remember band names or songs, but I know I got to see some unique blending of styles that come out beautifully that was just local.
Was it Blood So Red, dude?
That sounds familiar.
That was like Danny Campbell.
Yeah.
And Justin Franks.
I haven't seen Danny Campbell in forever.
Dude, I don't know. He got a haircut. I just saw his Facebook post. It looks good.
Wow.
Yo, Danny, looks good. He just had a birthday, man.
Oh, happy birthday.
Nuts. That's nuts, yeah, dude.
I remember playing a show with Get Over It.
Yo.
In the punk band.
Yo.
Out at Cricket Forest in that pavilion.
Was that your first band?
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that band?
Not Quite Refined.
Ah, gotcha.
I met Smock in art class. He had moved from Virginia.
Beautiful. What kind of punk did you play?
Oh, it was...
I don't think I got a chance to see it. Okay.
It was not the hardest of punk. I mean, he at that time was into. I don't think he quite got into the folksy stuff yet. What he's doing now reminds me a little bit of folksy stuff.
Oh, for real? Okay.
I could be wrong in that too. But, it was more like pop punk, and there were, a little bit harder songs, but, we eventually got to where we were playing faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster.
That's awesome, dude.
To the point that my knuckles would be bleeding.
Oh, man, dude, those pop punkers, dude. I just like...
It is not easy with single pedal to play fast. You got to know your techniques.
Shit, I cannot imagine. No way. So was it Not Quite Refined?
Yes.
So his first band. So how long were you guys a band for? A long period of time or a short period?
I think I was 16 when he had me join the band.
Oh wow, dude!
Which I was struggling in the beginning because nerves, overthinking.
Oh yeah.
It was a new thing to play with other people because I'd only ever done by myself.
Sure. Yeah.
Every drummer just makes a bunch of ruckus. By themselves, getting used to the kit, soloing. But it was a learning curve to start playing with other people. So there was a year or two that the drums was very, very simple.
I gotcha, yeah.
Like Ringo Starr or AC/DC kind of drumming before I started getting used to playing and start adding more stuff in, fills.
I think it's a good avenue though.
Tom rhythms, holding the time with the toms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just getting, I think that's how I kind of started with like guitars, just kind of getting those basic things down, getting like the triplets and the chugs and the whatever you want to do, all the gallops or whatever. So what band did you go to after that?
I think I was still doing stuff with Smock. Joe ended up moving because I think his mother worked for an airline or something, so they move around. Right, but on top of that, I think he was expecting his first kid too. Okay. So he ended up quitting for a while, left the band, and we had different people in and out. And in the meantime, I was dipping my toes in metal with Devin.
Right on.
I had a shed that I would play in at my old neighborhood.
Right on.
Way forever ago. Me and Devin would jam in there. Keith Thompson.
Oh man,
goof around. Yeah.
Dude,
Keith had a unique way of playing guitar. He wouldn't palm mute. He would use his finger up at the nut.
That's nuts, dude. That's somebody I probably need to get on at some point.
I think he ended up being in the band Get Over It.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. So yeah, dude.
I mean, we were friends as teenagers too. We used to skate around all over Jonesboro and crap after school. I'd go to his house, wake him up.
I forgot you skated too, man.
Yeah, I feel it these days.
Yeah, I got one particular knee that reminds me that I used to skate.
Yeah, the knees and the lower back.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, neck pain.
And I love the connection between. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I always saw the connection between skateboarding and like underground music. You know what I'm saying? It's always kind of been like this.
No rules, free spirit.
Yeah, dude.
free to go as you
please. There's an art form, because it is truly an art form. Have you listened to Ian MacKay from Minor Threat talk about skateboarding? That's why he's like he's kind of like this guy that sees it as this expression, of this artistic expression on the urban, how do you put it? I'm just that these sidewalks and rails and stairs and everything else is just something there for
the imagination.
Yeah, just for imagination. I love that, man.
I always loved finding secret spots or people showing me their secret spots.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah,
I used to carry a push broom around in the back of my car, and
there you go.
My first car, so I could clean a spot up and skate it.
Absolutely, man. Whatever to make it useful and everything and stuff. And what sucks is when you don't have the broom, you're like, oh man, you stumble across these spots, and someone like, oh my gosh, dude, this needs some serious this loose gravel and everything else.
I mean, parks were great, but I love the opportunity and challenge of the street and the creativity.
Yeah, dude. Hey,
that, and I got sick of hearing, do a kick flip. I can't kick flip.
You do a kick flip. You do one. Yeah, I much rather would have had that back in the day than I remember skating around and dudes be yelling out their car window, "Skater die, dude!" and it's totally just picking on the skinny kid, skating down the street. But then the other times have a group of dudes on a bike roll behind, roll at you while you're with your friends behind a shopping center, throwing punches at you. I go, what? We're just skating.
Oh, wait.
This drive-by fist, coming at you.
I remember when BMXers and skateboarders weren't getting along. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think these were just. We actually got along with the BMXers then.
Yeah.
Man, we had a friend who was a really, really good BMXer. He was sponsored and everything, but these guys were just, they're just causing trouble. That's all it was. They were just a bunch of Cypress Hill wannabes, I think.
They're still harassing skateboarders till today.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
It's just now it's on the internet for them to go back to work and people look at them.
I got to show you. I got to show you a skater I found on Instagram that you'll truly appreciate. A true street skater. After we get done today. Okay, so did you play? Did you play the Powerhouse? Or did you
No, I never. Well, yes, one show, but it was a different location.
Okay.
Than downtown. It was when it used to be like a flea market, and that was the location they were playing. It's on the way out of town on Southwest Drive.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know that spot.
I played one show there.
I know that spot.
Joe and Carla got onto us for playing a punk version of Friends in Low Places. So they're going to shut us off. We didn't quit singing things like that.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, man.
We used to do covers in that band. It was fun. Tom Petty and Garth Brooks. And
what band was this?
Not Quite Refined.
Not Quite Refined?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's awesome,
it was from 16 years old till 18 years old, 19 years old.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for punk rock band or whatever.
Yeah, it's enough time to, come up with stuff.
Rest in peace, Carla, dude. That's crazy, dude. I didn't see that one coming, dude. I didn't see that one coming.
Know.
I had no clue until I think Chase posted something up, and I was like, bro.
Yeah.
I had no clue. But I was like, so any memorable shows? Did you ever go to any shows at Ghost Town or the Brick House when that was going on?
Oh, was it Ghost Town that was next to that tattoo shop?
Yeah.
Matt Cody took me out there.
Yeah, dude.
And I got harassed at 15 years old
to
get a tattoo. I can't remember his name. I probably shouldn't drop a name either.
No, but do you remember that tattoo shop though?
Yeah.
He had the biggest problem with our venue.
Oh, is that what was going on?
Oh, he did. It's still to this day I
can't remember which band was playing that night that I really liked too. They were on the realm of death metal. But I can't remember their name.
See, I know.
I'm probably going to say it wrong. 10,000 Eyes or something, or Demons. I can't remember.
Oh, man, ain't no telling.
They were loud. Really? I remember that.
Ain't no telling.
It's the first show where it was hurting the ears.
That was a small spot.
Yeah.
That was a small spot, though.
Yeah.
But it just always kind of like, I cannot reconcile why a guy who has a tattoo
probably
shop.
Because he wasn't making money off of anybody at the venue, maybe.
I was like, give it time. It's like this is how malls work.
Yeah.
It's just like.
And it could have been the noise level. I don't know. I mean,
it was.
You gotta have a steady hand.
It was because he would sound his alarm during our sets, and they'd be louder than like the music. And,
wow.
And so we'd go right into our venue. So it's like, oh boy, this battle. Anyway, it is what it is. Do you ever talk to Matt anyway? I mean, have you heard from Matt in a while?
Yeah, like again, I'm real bad about just sending videos now and again and stuff like that. I haven't talked to him on the phone in
I haven't either.
A while.
I haven't either.
I don't even know what he's up to. I think he's got a production company with music and sound. Okay. I think the last time I checked.
Is he in Arizona?
I have no idea where he is.
He moves around so much, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now and again, I see pictures of him and Becca and stuff.
Yeah. I get that. So right now, as far as like, you guys are just looking for, are you guys auditioning for vocalist at all?
Yeah, we're just tryouts.
Okay, I gotcha.
We've already had one guy and some, we try to get them. They've had interest and leave us on red. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Nerves, I guess. I don't know.
Something, man. I don't know. Life. Sure, something happened.
But yeah, I might keep writing though, and that was the thing with us. I remember like with the Catalyst, it was like a thing where we, it was like, it seemed like for a while it was just me. It was just like me, Corey, and Jordan would get together and we kind of jam and everything and stuff. Just just to get together and just kind of write songs, and even if those songs never, a lot of those songs never ever like. Came to any fruition or whatever, but like one thing we always had a tough time finding was like vocalists and bass players.
Yeah,
that was tough. I don't know why that is. I don't get that. But it's like, and somebody's going to come along. And I remember sometimes before it was Corey, it was just me and Jordan. Like I'd play guitar, he'd play drums. Just an excuse to kind of jam, because you kind of got to let the creative juices is kind of let them go, you know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, it's hard to find a good vocalist or bass player, especially with vocals. You can blow your voice out so easy in extreme styles.
Oh yeah.
If you don't have proper techniques.
Yeah, we just need to get somebody. A lot
of people, I think, just think it's all lung when you got so many other factors.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not necessarily about the volume; it's how you distort.
Yeah.
With the palate and the sinuses, and the diaphragm.
You guys are going to find somebody cool, man. Because I know you guys got a lot of songs, like, on the back burner and everything, ready to go. And you just kind of keep moving forward and everything. And nowadays, I was telling Stephanie earlier, it's kind of good that we have some more promoters now, more venues. Yeah. So that's really good for anybody who's wanting to kind of do a band or start a band or whatever. Now's the time to do it, whatever. Okay, very cool. So I want to kind of.
You can introduce my mother.
What? Oh, is it your mom is here? Oh, okay, yeah. My mother-in-law's here. So we're about to go to a special segment called.
Just don't make it weird.
What is the mother-in-law doing?
Well, that's okay. But just bring the tension. This is the lady. It's my mom.
We actually had one time. I think we were doing a pod with Tyson a few weeks ago, and like Jordan just happened to call during the pod. I go, which gave me a great idea. I go, we should just have like back in the 80s or 90s, they have those shows like those live shows, and they would be like, all right, now is the time of the show where you, the listener, can call in and ask our guest, ask a question. I was like, that'd be so much fun to do. That's like, okay, we have Jordan from Alabama. What is your question for Zack from Death's Fog, that'd be great.
The loud click of the buttons they use on the TV too during the show.
It's like
clicking the phone call on.
So yeah, my question is, this the whole nervous thing. It'd be great. Okay. Do you have any? So like, I want to make sure. I know what you're doing now, and we know that. Do you remember your first show? Like, because you're like in like that age bracket of like teenagers that were going to shows back when because between like the age of like 32 and 38 years old, you were going to shows back in the day. Like, do you remember your first show? Like your first like underground like hardcore metal or something show? Like, do you remember that? Like, hey, this is my first show. Like, this is like
no,
the one.
I don't.
You don't?
That's sad.
I just like the fact that you were introduced to death metal like at the age of 14 and 15. Yeah, I kick myself for that because I'm listening to you say that, and I automatically go back to 14 years old, and I go, man, dude, I was skating during that time, but I did get Thrasher magazine, and I'm pretty sure, and I know they had a music section in Thrasher, like about all these metal, punk, hardcore bands that I could have checked out when I was 14 years old, but never did. You know what I'm saying? I was too busy just like idolizing, Tony Hawk and Christian Hosoi and everything. So.
Rodney Mullen was one of my favorites.
Oh my Lord, dude!
Loved Rodney Mullen.
Wow, dude!
He could take a stretch of anything and do something with it.
Man, it's crazy.
Flat or whatever.
That's crazy, dude.
Just sit in place and boards going everywhere. He's standing on top of it, up on the nose, different stuff. Using it like a pogo stick.
Dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Creative.
I think what blew my mind with Rodney Mullen is when he moved all that to the street.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man, it's over.
They used to call it, what, freestyle
skateboarding?
Yeah, that was back when they had the tombstone boards.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He would like pogo on that thing. Yeah. Dude, it's like
I could be wrong, but was he the first one to do the ollie, or I never, the history.
Not the ollie, but see,
skateboarding
I think the guy.
iffy.
It was actually, I think the ollie is actually named after the guy.
Yeah.
His actual name was Ollie something or other. But no, but still, Rodney Mullen gets credit for a lot of the like
flip tricks,
a lot of
and
flip
fingers.
tricks and ollie impossibles and things like that. That's just nuts. That was really what I remember that distinctly because like
I've heard he's got a pretty good music collection too.
Really,
it's what I've heard. I don't know.
He's a smart dude. He's like really into he's like really into math.
I don't know.
And like he's really into math. And he's really into math and like the Hebrew language. Like he's this a straight up awesome nerd. He just knows all these things. And but it just to me it's like one of those. It's just no wonder you find out who he is. Like, well, no wonder all these tricks are underneath your belt. That kind of like this guy who loves math and loves algebra and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, physics.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
How do you defy it with a piece of wood?
Put two and two together, yeah. Yeah, dude. That's awesome, man. So you street skated Jonesboro only, or did you like go any other places?
I mean, I go to other towns that had parks and stuff. I think one that I remember the most was Rocketown.
Where? Nashville?
Yeah, I saw MXPX. It was my 18th birthday, and it was Zack and Joe's gift to me for my birthday.
No
They took me to see MXPX. Yeah, I got to meet them.
No way. Yeah. Are you for real?
Yeah, my first stage dive, too. Straight to concrete, ripped my clothes all the way down the underwear.
Yes.
I got up on stage, was going to dive, and didn't look, and it was just a bunch of scrawny girls huddled up and just, like, parted. I remember a guy with a green mohawk leaned over and went, "You good, dude?" Yeah. Whoa. I can't breathe.
Oh my gosh, dude, how was that show, man?
It was good.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it was good.
I wish I
don't know I don't know how often they practice their stuff, but it was good. No mess ups.
They're tight.
Yeah.
First time I saw them was like a couple years ago. And I hate that, but it was like, and they was on the main stage at Furnace Fest, and they were just like tight. Like there was no, and again, the homie is singing, is playing the bass like nothing, And he's a fantastic musician anyway. Have you seen like where they... Oh, Lord, babe. Dang.
So sorry.
My ear canal is... Okay, ouch.
I'm very sorry about that.
Ow.
Go
Okay.
to the ear canal.
You're 55.
I'm 55. No, oh, yeah. But like, were they... At that show, did they like throw... Like, because I had like... Mike was on one side of the stage and... I can't think of the dude's name, but it was on their side of the stage, and they basically exchanged guitars, and they would throw on opposite sides.
Yep.
Did they do that there?
Yeah, the only thing that was unusual was the drummer wasn't there for the show. They had to sit in.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like Joe and Smock, they have Mike and I can't remember his name. Their signatures tattooed on them.
Oh, no way.
So because the drummer wasn't there, I didn't get a signature and a tattoo.
Oh, dude. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fire, dude. That's awesome. That's a heck of a show, and that's a heck of a venue too.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
That skate park is cool.
I didn't know they had a skate park.
Yeah.
That's nuts, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's like
a really cool skate park. I mean, their stuff. I was way above my level.
Oh man.
In experience.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, I could do the flip tricks and everything, and my ollies were decent. But my friends could ollie a lot higher, not good.
Plus, they have house rules. You got to wear pads and helmet, and I was all raw, and I couldn't skate in pads or helmet. Of course, that's why I've got a bum knee too, slamming the kneecap into the vert.
Oh, dude, bro. I can't do the vert. I remember I dropped in at this local skate park here in Paragould.
The first time is the scariest.
Ouch.
But you learn to trust yourself and commit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nerve-wracking for sure.
But in some ways, it's easier on vert to do grind tricks and stuff.
Man, dude. But after you try it, after you try it, and you watch these guys who are like professionals, like jumping in on these like 12, 15-foot ramps, you're like a whole new appreciation, for like what they do. It's nuts.
Going down a ramp at 40 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour.
Because they're like, because when they launch the air, they're like, good 6, 8, 10 feet above the coping, and they're coming back down. You're like, that's faster, a lot faster.
The most taxing thing for me that I had to learn to naturally do and stop straining so hard is pumping the board and vert.
Yeah.
Because you don't pump, you're going to lose momentum.
Absolutely,
You got to fight gravity and keep inertia going.
Yep. Dude. I'm not much skating these days. I probably need to start it.
There's times I miss it.
Yeah, man.
I know not to get back into it too hard because I'll...
Old
injuries.
Gradual process for sure.
Old injuries will start acting up if I get too crazy with it. I'll forget I'm not 16 anymore.
I get to watch like these skate videos on Instagram in the comfort of my own home.
Yeah.
So, this is living vicariously through that dude I idolize. Shoot. All right, so we're here at the part of the podcast where we're gonna segue into 5 on the Fly, which is my second favorite part on the podcast, and so we kind of break down and kind of see what's 5 bands, 5 albums, or 5 songs that mean a lot to us. Maybe it's the most recent thing that we've listened to, or maybe it's just something that's maybe it's just a real pivotal band or a reason we started music. You have lots of reasons which we can dig into. So I'll go ahead. I'm gonna give you the first one. You get the number 5 spot, man. So I'm gonna let you kick it off with your number 5.
5 on the bottom of the list or from the top?
It could be in any order you want. This is just your first one, number 5.
Edge of Sanity, Mother.
Edge of Sanity, Mother. Okay.
It's a cover of Danzig. It's pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Tuned a lot lower than Danzig, too.
What's the name of the band?
Edge of Sanity.
Okay, where are they from?
I'm trying to remember. I can't remember where they're from. It's somewhere in East Europe, I would say.
Somewhere in East Europe. Okay,
one of those old Viking countries, I'd imagine.
where all that good music comes from or whatever. Yeah,
where every church is a bonfire.
It's exactly those dudes. All the good folks in Sweden, Finland, and Norway or whatever. Yeah, right on.
Something. I might be wrong about that too.
Viking country. Okay, very good. Okay, awesome. Very cool. Do you know when that came out? Was it like 2000s or 90s?
It would have been in the 90s.
90s. Okay, right on. That's a pretty cool cover, though.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I think that's a lot of people's introduction into Danzig was that song. And the fact that they covered that song, man, we were just talking outside. He said the dude he sings that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one he sings.
That's crazy.
Everything else is guttural and brutal. And, they also did a cover of Slayer's Criminally Insane. It sounds better in Slayer because of the vocals to me, how low tuned they stay.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the one. Is that the one off of Show No Mercy for the Slayer record?
It's been so long.
Me too. I was listening to Show No Mercy this past week. That's why I mentioned that. That's a good record. Anyway, by Slayer. That's awesome, dude. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to jot that down. Awesome. Okay. Sweet, dude. Edge of Sanity?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome, dude. Very cool. All right, I'm going to jot that one down.
Yeah, it's kind of like Acid Bath. They have their own little following.
I gotcha. Acid Bath. Yeah. Is that?
They just got back together, too, after a hiatus for so many years.
That's wild. That's with, I'm thinking of somebody else. Who's the singer of that band? I'm probably thinking of somebody else. Anyway, that'll come to mind later. I tell everybody, it's like I forget artists, and I'm so guilty of like trying to remember like these names of these artists that I know so well before I hit the record button. But then I asked the person across the table, "Hey, what's the name of that guy?" They were both like, "I don't know." Okay, I'm gonna go to my number 5. My number 5. Yeah, man, I've had a interesting listening week, I think. So I think I'm going to kick it off. An interesting past 2 weeks. I'm going to how else to do this? Let's go with, I should listen to this record. I actually text my friend, my friend Justin Vincent texted me after I posted this. I listened to the Swerve Driver Mezcal Head record for the first time, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first half of the record more than I did the last half. The last song was pretty good, but the song that really took me by the storm was that song called Blowin' Cool. It's fantastic if you're really into alternative type 90s rock. Whatever, I was pretty impressed. The musicianship is just phenomenal for a college alternative band, and I always kind of like trying to check out every once in a while. I check out bands outside my wheelhouse, or maybe those essential bands that people think you need to check out. So I think Swerve Driver is one of those bands, and so anyway, it's probably a ton of people who've already listened to that 93 record, but it's still good. It still kicks. I love it. It's a good number 5 for this one. So, all right, I'm bouncing right back to you, man, for your number 4. What do you got?
Sepultura. Territory.
Now I'm glad. Here we go. So I'm glad this was mentioned. I'm glad you mentioned Sepultura. Okay. Yeah, Territory.
Yeah.
Yo, man. So that was your first introduction to Sepultura? Was the KSAD record?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's my favorite record.
Yeah, it's a good one. They even, I think they even had an electronic and percussion version of.
The drums are just incredible.
Igor Cavalera.
They're so fantastic. I like the production. I love that thing.
Yeah.
And in fact, I think I might have stolen. I forget what song it was, but there's a song. Oh, was it? Shoot. But there's a song on that. There's a song on that record. I'm pretty sure I stole the. I might have. You know how you accidentally on purpose might have stolen a riff, not our current stuff, but the stuff we did back in the day. I was Refuse Resist. There's this riff. I go, yeah, I think I might have. But what's so wild is like I listen to modern day like metalcore or whatever and stuff and hardcore. You can hear some riffs, dude. Mm-hmm. Especially in some nowadays, some of that crossover thrash. Yo, absolutely, it's so good, dude.
I've heard that the brothers started getting into music. They'd lock themselves in their dad's office and listen to records.
Really?
And that's what inspired them to start the band.
That's crazy.
Yeah, little kids.
I always want to know, like, which I know you're really into this, like finding out like that type of thing, like the bands that we love and records that we love so much, like what were these guys listening to? What were they inspired by? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I'm always curious about that.
I mean, all goes back to Black Sabbath. It just keeps evolving from there.
Just follow the road back to Black Sabbath. Okay. I guess I'm my number 4. So this week was the first time I actually listened to the Queen record, A Night at the Opera. It's a 1975 record. Like I said, outside my wheelhouse for sure this week. And I actually really enjoyed it. Like I'm 3 or 4 songs into it. So it started opening with this really cool song. I'm gonna try and get the name of it real quick. I was like, no way, this is written in 1975. I was so impressed with it. What's the first song? Death on Two Legs. And even the next song, like Lazing on a Sunday Afternoon, that was good. I'm in Love with My Car. This, man, like one after the other was so good. And then it comes up with this song, You're My Best Friend. I go, which I didn't know that Queen wrote. And I go, oh my gosh. I just feel like, and it kind of goes back to me like going, I feel so embarrassed because like I should already know like who like, you know, the grandfathers of like punk and metal were like, you know, Motorhead and all these guys. And here I am just like, going gaga. I should know this stuff.
Queen's a really good band.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
They incorporated classical, opera, different stuff in the music, rock and roll.
Yeah. So
I think
good.
They may have been, don't quote me on it, they may have been the first to record, then go back and record and layer on top of tapes.
Really?
That's how they did Bohemian Rhapsody, I think.
Dude.
Yeah.
That is nuts. I did not know that.
Well, back in the day, you were limited on space.
Oh, for real?
It was all on tape.
Yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So, only so much space. It's crazy to me these days how much stuff there is with computers and recording.
I know.
Because the first time I recorded, you screwed up, you went back and you did it over again. There was no editing, copy, paste.
Just like, okay, go. You missed that part. You know, it's like, and it's nerve-wracking too already, you know, to like, once that light, you know, like shines red, you're like, oh boy, you know, and even at home, like I'll try to like, I'll hit record and it's like, something in me is like, I forget what a guitar is or whatever and stuff. Anyway, all right, that's my number 4. I'll answer right back at, for your number 3.
Behemoth Slaying the Prophets of Esau.
Bro, nice.
That's actually my warm-up, the intro to that.
Oh, for real. Okay. I'm going to jot this down, though. I forgot to. Well, you know what's funny? Like, I had Nathan over here yesterday, and he was, like, mentioning, he mentioned Behemoth.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. He was really into black metal, dude. Like, he's like, you know, this, like, into, like, all that. He talked about how he went from, like, punk to, like, black metal, and there's something now that's called, like, thaw or something. He kind of educating me on thaw. I don't know what that. He was kind of educating.
I'm not as well versed in black metal, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about that. I guess it's kind of like, well, no, it's like this progression or this evolution from black metal.
It influences my playing for sure, but
yeah, dude.
There's so much, many bands out in the world
out there, and that's why I was telling him. I go, I'm really like, as far as black metal bands, I listen to like very few and far between, and I just like, I told him I'm basically interested in bands who are influenced by black metal bands, you know, who kind of slow things down a little bit. But anyway, that's just me. I don't know, I like, you know, whatever. Okay, I like, that's a good choice. Number 3. Shoot. Okay, so I'm trying to think what I honestly was listening to this past week. I think I did listen to Radiohead this past week. So I don't listen to a lot of them. So I really feel like, just like there's like these really amazing bands like that I had to go back and to really revisit, and like really the entire catalog. You mentioned the Deftones earlier. It was probably 3 or 4 years ago where I honestly didn't listen to, like, I knew who the Deftones were. I knew like their major hits or whatever, but I never like listened to like an entire Deftones record. I just went through all of them. 'Cause I never was like super. Wasn't that I didn't like them. It wasn't just or any of those reasons, but it was like there's a reason. Hey, somebody's at the door, yo.
You want me to answer?
Hey, come in. We're on a podcast. You can come in. Hey, Israel. That'd be awesome. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Zack's gonna open the door for him. Hey, come on in. We're at a podcast. You're good.
I'm sorry.
Hey, no, you're good. Israel, where you at? No, I was just messing with you. Israel. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing, bro. I like this. This is like the only podcast where anything can really happen. We just have guests come through the door. But no, I listened to the OK Computer record. Dude, it's so good, dude. It's hard to pick a favorite off that record because I thought they were all fantastic. Like it kicks off with Airbag and Paranoid Android, and it's just fantastic, dude. I can't say enough about that record. I think every time I listen to it, I like it more. Because I think the first time I listened to it, I wasn't really digging it. But every time I go back and listen to OK Computer, I'm like, man, that thing was just what a gigantic record. So good. So far, yeah, no hardcore at all. So anyway, I'm sorry. No metal either. So I'm sure I'm going to get to it, though. Okay. All right. So back to your... are you ready at number 3 or 2? You're
2.
You're at 2. What you got, man?
Death, Crystal Mountain.
Bro.
Yeah. There's a lot of good Death songs. I just had to think of something.
The Tampa Bay represent.
Yeah. That drummer.
Yo.
That drummer. June Hoagland. Atomic Clock.
No, that was like your first introduction to... Like, was any of their stuff in that bin of goodies that your uncle left? Any Death records?
I don't remember if there was or not. I don't know if he coughed up any of his Death albums.
See, that's one I'd like to. That's one band for sure. I'm glad you're bringing up these bands because like these are bands I'd like to kind of like dig more into because like I've dug into like maybe like a Death record and stuff just because like I felt like they get mentioned all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and like I'm like I feel like I should know. I'd be kind of
Chuck was a good guitarist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's their best record?
Huh?
Death. Like, what's their best record? You think? If you were
That's another one of those where I don't know if I could pick one, man.
It's tough.
They're all pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not as well versed in Death though as album wise. I haven't listened to enough of them. I have a hard copy of Symbiotic.
I know they change up. I know like Death is one of those bands. They do kind of like they didn't really stick to like a certain. They kind of change up things.
Yeah.
You know, they really didn't stick like to a certain sound. They took the liberty to kind of like changing things up, and their fan base really wasn't too stoked
I've heard
about
some
that.
say that they were the godfathers of death metal, but I don't know. I mean, there's so many bands before them at the same time. You know, like Venom.
Yeah.
You know, is that death metal? Is that black metal?
Yeah. Where do you put it? And that stuff kind of really intrigues me too.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch School of Rock? Like with Jack Black at all?
Yeah, but recalling.
But there should be like a movie because he's like you're trying to teach these kids about like the roots of like where rock come from. And I really feel like he's trying to educate these kids on like Motorhead and Zeppelin and like Jimi Hendrix and all this stuff. I feel like there should be like a kind of like the family tree of kind of like you said, like Black, kind of all goes back to Black Sabbath,
I mean, my opinion, all of it stems, even before Black Sabbath, back to poor Southern men playing guitars, bluegrass, blues, jazz.
Yeah.
I try to incorporate something from jazz and drumming in the band.
Gotcha.
Just because of the roots, the history.
Yeah, dude.
Rock wouldn't exist without them.
It wouldn't. But you totally wouldn't. And that kind of gets you going back further and listening to
Old sharecroppers.
You listen to like Muddy Waters and things like that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, dude. 100%, man. I think what's funny when you mentioned, I had Nate, he mentioned a guy from, he was like in the 40s. He was like this guy. He wrote, he told me too. I had to mention something Seeger was like his last name. It wasn't Bob Seeger, but I have to get him. But he was talking about how that guy, like in ethos, was like he was punk rock, and he wrote songs. They're kind of socially, politically charged, but he was like playing the banjo. That's pretty awesome, So, it definitely didn't sound like punk rock, but it was punk rock and kind of like in nature.
My wife sent me a guy reviewing a black metal band, and they had a banjo in one part of the song.
For real?
Yeah,
That's
it was
awesome.
the weirdest thing, but it worked. They were going hard.
That's awesome. Okay, I'm going to go for my number 2. Okay. I'm going to go with... Well, we mentioned him earlier, and it's one of my favorite. I don't know. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite Misfits songs. It's "We Are 138," and it's from that Bullet. This one that Bullet tape back in 1978. So good, and it's still good. Still amazing. Hey, have you listened to the? There's a band that covers. There's a band that does like Misfit covers. They're called the Twitch Fits.
Really?
Yeah, because like the lead singer, they're in a band called Twitching Tongues, which I think you probably really like. And they do they dress up and everything, and they just do Misfit covers. And they actually have probably can find it on YouTube too. They've wrote like Volume 1, Volume 2. If you're kind of like into Misfits and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's
I listen
fantastic.
to Misfits. 138's where they were on the chart, and that's what named the song on the Billboard.
Oh, beautiful.
138.
It's beautiful, dude. Let's love it.
At least I think. I'm not in court or nothing.
I'm quoting you on that. Zach. You're held responsible. Just joking. All right, so you got the number 1. So you're about to drop the number 1 spot right here.
Me?
Yeah, you got it. This is all you. Your back's against the wall. No pressure.
Well, same drummer in Death, but with Devin Townsend, Strapping Young Lad, SYL.
I got you.
The song starts out with, I believe, Devin's daughter introducing it and recording when she was little. Yeah.
That is wild. That is cool, man.
Something about a bear. Kids, when they're at that age, they're hard to hear.
Now, are your kids kind of picking up on any of the music stuff, or are you playing drums a lot and everything?
Oh, yeah, they're naturals at vocals.
Yes. Awesome, dude.
All day. Gutturals.
So you guys got...
After a while, I just crank the music in the car when we're going somewhere and start blasting. And
do they have any favorite bands? Any favorite thing you like to listen to? What are your kids listening to lately?
I think Rowan liked a Slaughter Trooper Veil song when he was 3 or 4.
Oh, really?
I can't remember which one. Maybe it was Demolisher.
Okay.
I can't remember. Kai hasn't mentioned yet.
No, okay.
I mean, now and again, he'll say that he wants to listen to Dad's band. So Mando put
that's so great,
Death Fog on the TV.
It's so inspirational, though.
Yeah.
It's so inspirational. When I've noticed that, just like, I mean, I'm a dad, I play music, but I've noticed even with like when Lonnie starts talking about his kids loving Dad's band, or just anybody like I've talked to, like who have kids, and how influential their parents, if they're musicians, how influential that is to kids. And man, and they're just gonna pick up on it. They're just gonna be doing it in one shape, form, or fashion for real. And still, I don't know. I hope so, man. It's just naturally going to happen for sure. So my number 1, I'm going to make it a good one. I got to make something make it worthy of like this list. I'm always kind of like really man, dude. Well, okay. I think that's what I'll do. So I was listening. So when I was cleaning out my closet the other day, I was not only listening to Radiohead, but I was also listening to Slayer, and so I was loving the tunes of "Evil Has No Boundaries" and "Die by the Sword." So it's a great record. No, and "Criminally Insane" is not on that record. My bad. Sorry, it's not what I was thinking. But that's a good record. That's 1983, man. Dude, thinking.
The 80s had some good stuff.
Yeah, some good stuff.
Tears for Fears.
Oh,
love them.
If you want to get talking to Jordan, talking to him about Tears for Fears. I love Tears for Fears, man.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys should do a Tears for Fears cover.
Josh.
We always talk. I don't know if you guys talk about covers, but we kind of talk about. We only talk about covers. We never have. I don't think we really have any intentions about doing any. But
I mean, me and Dylan have talked about a couple of covers, but we've yet to commit to that. Yeah. One was what is that old band? Celtic Frost.
Oh yeah. Sure.
I'm a Dying God Coming into Human Flesh. We talked about that one, and there's one he was wanting to do a cover of, or toss the idea of it. I don't know if we'll ever commit to it, and I can't recall.
That's the thing too.
We haven't talked about it in a while, so I can't remember. It's a black metal band too. I think it's Bathory, but I can't remember.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, that's a good while back. I don't know if I'll find that in the messages.
So, all right, that was a good top 5. That was really good. I mean, I can't believe that's like I've listened to less music this week than I have because I told Nathan yesterday, I listen to more music when I'm working than I do. I've been home all week, so I listen to a ton. So when I'm busy doing something, that's usually when I pop on some music or whatever. But I ain't been too bad. But dude, you guys need to get that vocalist is out there.
Yeah,
and everything.
It would be wonderful if it was somebody local.
Yeah,
it's not so far away.
That's what I think. I think that'd be helpful. Get somebody local because you guys already have songs lined up. You guys are ready to go. Just get somebody in here and just do the vocals.
I mean, there's 2 people I would like to ask, but one I know already has 2 projects.
And that's always troubling too.
And after hearing that little clip from the recording, Lonnie. But then again, I don't want to be that guy and ask.
Right now it's just like, it's you don't know until you ask or whatever. And also, I think there's one guy I remember not back in the day, like a year ago. There was a guy like he was messaging me like he was a vocalist. He was looking for projects, but everybody I knew at the time, everybody had somebody. I was like, man, I don't know, but I don't know, but dude, this has been good. This has been nice.
Yeah. Nerves got shook off.
And if nobody's ever done this before, it is kind of get nerve-wracking. But once the nerves kind of get shaken off, and so I still get nervous because I'm like, well, what if, what if I ask the wrong questions or what if, or what if I forget something really important and I look like a goofball on the mic? But once you kind of get engaged and get in there, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it couldn't be as bad as it was when we were playing that Cregan show and my pedal broke in the middle of that song. What was it? Screaming Banshee.
Oh.
Wait. Am I saying that wrong? I don't know. There's a clip of it.
I've seen it happen before.
You were had your hands up like this.
Doing this thing.
Yeah.
And a double kick.
My pedal broke. I just kept hitting.
Go harder. Go harder, Zack. Go harder.
Yeah. Couldn't go any faster. Not with the rod slinging.
I saw that back in the 90s. I went to a show and a band. They literally stopped. Like they had to stop because the dude broke their kick pedal. And he asked, and the vocalist actually asked one of the other bands. They're like, "Hey," he's on the mic. He was like, "Hey, does anybody have a kick pedal we can borrow to finish the set?" Yeah. Nobody helped. I was like, come on, everybody.
No, I just got through the song, and y'all saw me do the timeout, and I'm going to fix it.
Yeah, dude.
I learned I need to put Loctite in that pedal.
That's okay. But, dude, you were welcome at any time. We got to do this again. Once you guys kind of get things rolling and everything, and and you can just get the full band on here, and we can have a night. We have 2 seats here available. We have 2 more mics available, so we can kind of have a whole.
We do the whole band. It's going to be entertaining. We crack up and
it'll be beautiful.
Goofing off.
I have to get Dylan on here. I'll have to get Dylan on here next. I know he's been waiting patiently.
Yeah.
I promise he'll get on here soon too.
He'll probably be wearing the battle paint.
Well, I hope he does.
I almost did, but then when I thought of it, I realized I didn't have time to apply it. So.
Well, you look beautiful. You look great. You're well dressed. So, like I tell everybody, Zach, I enjoyed talking to you and everything. But I got a thing I got to do, and I will. I'll catch you next time, and we can talk about Sepultura and talk about where black metal and death metal come from and everything. But anyway, man, thanks for coming. Thanks for doing this. It means a lot to me. I know we're old friends. We kind of like, we're like, pseudo touring bandmates and everything. I know our band loves your band and vice versa and everything. So it means a lot to me that you're here and doing this, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, it was awesome of y'all to help promote us and stuff. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. You take care.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'll catch you. Bye. Yeah, man. I mean, it was good, dude.
Hurt your feelings. You don't want to work with me anymore. Okay.